Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Comic Book Dudes. It's Monday, so it's just another Xenoscope Monday. This is our 10th attempt, I believe, or ninth or 10th? Ninth.
Oh,
This is number 9. Next time will be number 10. It should have been number 10, but we skipped last week, so we're actually doing 9 and 10 together, but it's still number 9 because it's really only the ninth video. Anyway, you don't care about all that.
yay,
So,
number nine.
yeah. I'm Aaron Clutter, editor-in-chief of Comic Booked. With me, as always, over here.
Hey everybody, I'm Justin Paget. I'm the managing editor over at Comic Book.
Okay. This week, we are every week, whatever. We always go over every book that Xenoscope puts out. Xenoscope Entertainment, they're based out of Philadelphia. Great people up there, really good company, been around for 10 years. And they've done.
10.
I know.
I gotta say 10.
They've been doing for 10 years what every other publisher seems to be racing to catch up to do, and that is provide quality stories, solid, cohesive universe with strong female character leads. And everybody's like, oh, that's just, softcore porn or whatever. I mean, some of their covers are a little fluffy, sure, but the stories are really solid. And there's some of the covers that are just awesome that should entice you to read the book, but a lot of people just go, oh, Xenoscope. I would challenge anybody to pick up every Xenoscope book for a month and just at least pick them up and look at the story and read through the story.
Yeah, and that's not really asking a lot because they only put out like 2, maybe 3 a week. So
yeah, at the
not
most.
really a lot of books.
No. I mean, throw away some of that crappy DC stuff and pick up some Xenoscope books.
That's not asking a lot.
No, stop buying all the different variant covers of Secret Wars and buy one Xenoscope book. Yeah. Anyway, so this week, as always, we provide you with a little glimpse of probably exactly what scares most people away from Xenoscope. This is one of the variant covers from San Diego Comic-Con a couple years ago. And anyway, so it's just another Xenoscope Monday. I won't sing the theme song that we have, but it's really good. It's really good. You'd love it if I did sing it.
It is. Maybe one day it'll be on like iTunes or something.
Yeah. We'll do that sometime when we need to make money.
Mm-hmm.
You can check us out on Twitter, #JAZM. There are some other girls who are trying to steal this hashtag, so we want, tweet as much as you can about just another Xenoscope Monday and keep the Jasmine sisters from taking this hashtag. They don't need it. That's right. So this week, like I said, we have 4 books, 2 from last week, 2 coming up this Wednesday. Last week we had the 10th anniversary special. They're doing one-shots all throughout the next couple months to kind of bring us back to some of the basics of the different stories. So we've had a Snow White one-shot. We've had, what was the other one? Red Riding Hood?
Yep.
One-shot. Both of those were really good independent stories, but they do tell you a little bit about the character. And this one's no different. This takes us back really to the roots of Alice, her first adventures in Wonderland. We know Wonderland's a crazy place, and this really shows how Wonderland's influence eked over into the real world. And this book was great. And I guess we can spoil it. It's
been out for over a week.
Yeah, I really, I read this and it was, you've got the main character, JW, who, as a kid, befriends Alice, and then he keeps going to Wonderland, and she's there, but she's always a kid. But he gets older, and she really becomes his best friend, and he goes and he talks to her about everything going on in his life and things that are happening. And at one time, he comes to Wonderland, and she's gone. She's not there anymore. And so he's just completely lost. And the Jabberwocky, who's the big bad monster, really the source of the madness before the Void kind of shows himself later on, takes, in a way, I guess, influences JW to do bad things in our world, mainly killing people and burying them under the house.
Yeah.
And things progress. Jabberwocky uses him to bring Alice back to Wonderland. And really, so what we see is the initiation of the initial series, like how did Alice get back to Wonderland as an adult? and this is it. Plus, we see that the twist of the whole thing is who JW really is in the real world, and it just shows the influence of that madness and how, even though he didn't do it, the results are one of the most well-known serial killers of our time.
Yes. That was a massive reveal, like at the end there. I couldn't believe that they put that in the story and turned it into that person.
It was pretty cool.
Amazing. Oh yeah.
So definitely worth picking up. It's very deep, very it's not a challenging book to read because it's got a great smooth story, but it's really a strong story. So great for any Wonderland fans, any Alice in Wonderland fans from the original series. You know, it was good, definitely good, different than some of the other stuff we've been reading lately.
It was, but these one shots have been really good.
Yeah.
The art was done well, especially the progression of JW as he got older, and how that kind of like, you know, it was always like the same spot, but it was like him that was different, you know. Yep.
It was pretty cool. So that was that. Alice in Wonderland one shot out last week. Should still be able to find it on the shelves. Definitely worth picking up.
Yep.
So you want to talk about a new number one? This is a mini series, 1 of 5, but still something new, something different from Zenescope.
Yeah, this one. This is Aliens versus Zombies.
Yay, aliens and zombies.
Yeah, you know, everybody loves aliens and
zombies.
Zombies. So you make them fight.
That's right.
And you use Earth as like the battlefield. Why not?
Yep.
That makes us relate to it.
It kind of reminded me a little bit about the Armor Hunters from Valiant.
Oh,
kind of a similar thing. You know, you had kind of the hunter guys here coming to Earth, and anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. Actually, I mean, this has been out, and so the zombie plague comes to Earth from a meteor.
Right.
And as zombie plagues go, this one spreads really fast. And, you know, just not going into the story, just kind of give you an overview here, I guess, what I'm doing. Kind of going fast. Because this wasn't a, first issue. There's a lot of setup story, a lot of details that you probably want to read for yourself. But it's this group of aliens on this ship, and actually they detect this virus, I guess is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fire. They detect it and, head to Earth. And they actually have a way to fix this, but their ship is destroyed.
Yep.
Now they're on foot. I'm going to have to solve everything. And what they say, there's a time frame also they have to get this done by, or the planet will be completely a waste.
Yeah. Yep. So it was a good book. I like the art. And it's a different kind of story. Like I said, it's just something that you just don't. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of outer space alien zombie books from Zenescope, so it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, it really is a departure, even though the leader of the aliens is a woman.
Right.
So then that and her name's Nova. That kind of fits with Zenescope. So.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I like the alien design. All the aliens on the ship there. I actually missed her earlier, but just their uniforms and the armor and things like that. I thought that was really cool design. So they actually, I mean, it looks like a military uniform, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, and I like too that it's a mix of species, so it's almost like a Star Trek kind of thing. You have different groups in it. That very first when we first see the aliens coming in, it runs down who each one of them is. So I thought that was
right.
Cool.
We get the roster.
You see who what they do on the ship and what their names are, and you got like the bug creature and the little almost like a dinosaur looking guy. The navigation officer. He's got like a little. I don't know, some kind of a hooded thing. And then you have the captain and the first mate, who are both the same. Scarkillians, yep. But it's an interesting mix of different kinds of creatures, different kinds of aliens. And it'll be neat to kind of see where the guys go with this. So,
I mean, it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it may not take itself too seriously, or you don't have to like go into this one with a serious face, and you can just kind of enjoy this story. It seems like how it's going to go to me.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's kind of a, it's like you said, it's not serious. It's more of a tongue-in-cheek kind of, oh, aliens versus zombies. What could we possibly throw in the mix here to make it really crazy? So,
Right.
but like you said, the artwork is really interesting. Vincenzo Riccardi is a fairly new face. I haven't, the name doesn't ring a bell when I'm looking through some of the other books, but it's neat that this book is written by Joe Bruscia, and Joe and Ralph Tedesco both came up with the idea. So it's nice to see them, coming out with a new story. So Aliens versus Zombies, another last week book, definitely worth picking up. It's the first issue, so there's a couple different covers there. But this was, it's just a neat looking story. We'll follow that and let you know how it happened, how it is out.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty unique ship design too. Okay.
Yeah. So now we'll talk about this week's books, and we don't go too much into these, as we just try to give you the basics. Charmed, season 10, number 10. Right from the start, we see this blue person on the cover, so maybe something's going to be revealed, some big reveal, right? And it is, but we can't tell you what it is because it's awesome. But one of the big threads that's been playing through the story so far is, what is the deal with Prue? Prue came back from the dead. She's living in the Nexus of the All, and she can't leave there because she's like the anchor. And so this issue finally reveals to us why and what and who, and basically gives us the bottom line on her character and what she has become. So it's really cool. Still dealing with the fallout from last issue, where the guys went into the underworld or the afterlife or the whatever it's called to get Cole's soul back, and things didn't quite work out the way they wanted to. Like, maybe it's not Cole's soul, and it does turn out to be somebody else's soul. So that all plays into things, and that happens in the first couple pages. So we find out that it's Cole's dad, which is interesting. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this book. You've got Paige and Piper and Phoebe and Prue all kind of dealing with issues, plus dealing with the big issue, and it's very similar to the show. I mean, I would say, we've gone back and started watching the first season again just to get a feel for how things built up to where they are now in the books, and the tone of the books haven't really changed from how the show was. So I like it. I think it's been a good series. Pat Shan's doing a great job writing that, as well as Grim Fairy Tales.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about Grim Fairy Tales? Do you have anything to say about Charmed? I know it's kind of not your book.
It really isn't. I mean, if I was into the show, I'd be more into it. But I mean, as far as the art, like any other Zenescope book, you can't really name a Zenescope book that has bad art. They putting out a great looking product every week. Yep. And so yeah, I don't know. I'm not into the Charmed. I need to be more in depth with the characters. Maybe I should go back and watch some of the old episodes myself. Maybe that would help.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. There's
the thing with Prue, right? Yeah, I do like that. So I am interested to see what happens in issue number 11. So I'm still on.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff, like with what happens by the end of this book. You're going, oh my goodness, what in the world? And next issue is going to be an interesting turn of events. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of interesting turn of events, Grim Fairy Tales number 112. So we're now 12 issues past. As you can see, our background, that's the wraparound cover from Grim Fairy Tales 100. That was the beginning of Realm Wars. That was the whole shift of all the realms into one, on Earth. Really, they kind of pulled off the whole Secret Wars Battle World thing back before Marvel did it. So that was interesting if you think about it that way. But anyway, so we've been a year now, not quite a year. We've been 12 issues since that all happened, which actually those 12 issues are a year ahead of what was going on in Realm Wars. So, but this new character on the front here is, we don't know who it is. They show up, kind of hatching out of an egg in this issue.
Yeah, kind of thing, because they don't actually name this character, I don't think.
No, but we definitely have some twists and turns. We have some people stabbing each other in the back, and
we have some reveals about characters not being who we think they are.
Yep.
And that hits you right as the book opens. So within the first couple pages, you're going to be hit with something you didn't see coming.
Yeah, and maybe you did, because I think if you've been reading this for the last 12 issues, you've seen some things happen between Seela and Druana, and you've been like, why is this going on? What's going on here? Why is Druana telling her to do that? Why is this all happening? And now you're going to go, oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's definitely a turn that it's depressing in a way, it's exciting in another way, because you're like, now what's going to happen? How is this going to impact their future? We've had a character die. Haley died last issue, and that was really sad. But she's not dead forever. It's just kind of, I mean, she's dead, but she's not dead, so that's kind of cool. And her and Ali kind of get together in this, so it's an interesting little twist for them. It looks like Wolf comes back, which is great. Really like to see that. This big battle, Malik and all of his folks, all the Dark Horde comes in, and so there's just so much that happens in this book. But it's good.
No, there really is. I mean, every page is filled with something else happening, another character. I mean, it's just a fast-paced book. It really is.
Yeah, worth picking up. I mean, this is a key issue, I would say, going forward. If you don't have this, you're not going to see where this ugly guy comes from. Kind of looks like Pumpkinhead.
He kind of does.
Yeah, but he's definitely a bad guy. Puts a hurt on Malik, which is kind of cool. You always like to see that happen. And then the hits just keep on coming for Malik in this issue. It's just really sad. He may not survive. We'll have to see.
He and a few others may not.
Yeah, true. There could be several graves by the end of this issue. So, but it's worth picking up. Bloody Bones is the story title. It's, again, excellent artwork, great transitions in the story. Pat Shand, really a good writer. I like his stuff. I haven't read one story from him that I didn't like. So that's it for this week.
Great round of Zenescope books again.
Ton of stuff. So really, if you wanted to go back the last 2 weeks, you'd only have to buy 4 books. It's not that bad. Great series, though. Definitely keep an eye out for new stuff coming from them. We'll try to make sure that this is weekly and not every other week, because it does leave you a gap there. But we appreciate if you would share, like, comment, do all that good stuff. Let us know what you like, what you don't like about the show. And maybe if you've got specific things you'd like us to talk about. We are going to try to hit up the Zenescope folks for some giveaways. Maybe get some T-shirts to actually wear on the show, so we have Zenescope T-shirts. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yep, maybe a poster or two, or some special edition books.
I'm sure they'll have a booth at DragonCon. Maybe I can talk to one of them down there too.
Yeah, I would think they would. So, all right. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by and spending some time with us and hearing about Zenescope. And we hope you like these books and you pick them up, and message us and let us know what your favorite books are. We appreciate that.
Yep. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks.